The attitude surrounding the squad. I mean, Ilhan Omar was booed for 10 minutes at a Somali concert in her district for 10 minutes.
Oh my God, that's my next video, Misty. I literally have it queued up right here.
Nice. I was reading your mind.
Misty, how you doing on time? I know.
I'm fine. No, I'm good. Yeah, we don't. Now that I don't have the vigil, we already did the vigil. I'm good.
All right, good. All right, so.
Okay, so yeah, because that's literally the video that's pulling up right now. So I'll share my screen. Since we're talking about the squad, it's just curious to me that the NATO vote comes out and then this is kind of whitewashing the critique of what happened, how they voted for NATO. It's just suspicious to me, and I don't think anything is like a coincidence. I just wanted to mention that. So
it's bad.
So you're not going to believe what happened. Ilhan Omar got booed at a concert in her own district by Somalians. You think I'm kidding? Let's watch a little bit of it.
Look at dude. He's like,
rapping?
You guys know why they're doing this, right?
That's what I was getting to. Is like why? Because he's going to explain like why, or you can explain too. But Nick,
I didn't see Jimmy's video yet, but I remember I explained it. Remember when we did our Somalia coverage? I told you guys that there were a lot of Somalian activists that I saw on Twitter, and there were some mutuals that told me. I had a conversation with someone who literally lived in Minnesota. It was like, bro, the left Somalians in this community, they do not fuck with Ilhan Omar no more because she supports the U.S.-backed Somalian government.
Yep.
They feel that Ilhan betrayed her community. And
yeah.
It's very interesting to see what election's going to look like for her moving forward. Go ahead, CJ.
She was instrumental in removing their popular president.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden the U.S. send troops into Somalia. That's not a coincidence. And the real leftists that you're talking about on the ground know that it's not a coincidence. That is what happened. So she's selling out her people from their opinion. She's selling out her people for these minuscule gains, and it doesn't seem like it's not equating from their opinion. But let's let them kind of explain it a little better.
Soldan Sirar, I'm sure I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, but he's not used to being booed. Let's watch a little bit more. He tried to get them to stop, but they wouldn't. So I enjoyed that, but I didn't understand why they were booing her. But an article in the Gray Zone appeared by Ann Garrison, and it's called Ilhan Omar's Meddling in the Horn of Africa Earns Boos at the Somali American Concert. So let's introduce our guest.
That is amazing.
She's an independent journalist based in San Francisco Bay Area. She is a contributing editor at Black Agenda Report, as well as a contributor to Bayview, Black Star News, Counterpunch, the Gray Zone, and Pacifica Radio, where this show originated.
Absolutely.
You want to know what's interesting? The people who support Ilhan Omar, like the Justice Democrat supporters, they view Jimmy, us, and I'm sure Max as people to their right, but they support the person that is engaging in right-wing foreign policy and is hated by her own community.
Against her own country.
It's the PMCs. It's the PMCs. They don't care about the working class.
No.
Like all of the ideology of the progressive Democrat crowd, the Justice Democrat crowd, is from the PMC point of view, professional managerial class. Now this is just another name. We call them the boutique left. I hear that's probably the phrase you use most, Comrade Misty. I use reform left. This is the description of the same group. It's just different terminology. This is the terminology they use. That's what I just learned. So that's why I'm using it a lot more. But those policies from that class is not for the working class, and it conflicts. They admit it in some of their footage that their needs conflict with the working class.
This is the Horn of Africa. There's Ethiopia. There's Somalia. Okay, across the thing is Saudi Arabia,
there are 8 foreign military bases in Djibouti.
Really?
8.
The U.S., Germany, Spain.
Why would all those military bases be right there? Why do you think? Do you think there's some rich resources? And we should play that video that's going on Twitter also about the lady basically admit about resources. I know we've all tweeted about it. Like, that's so strange how all of this is connected. But let's let her explain. I think she gets into the explanation now.
Italy, France, the UK, China, and Saudi Arabia.
They're so interested in having military bases in Djibouti in the Horn of Africa. So again, it's a strategic military because there's military-wise because there's a lot of natural resources there to get to. And what's happening in Ethiopia right here? So tell us. I know that there's the United States is trying to overthrow the Ethiopian government by backing with these rebels. And, of course, we're on the wrong side there. They were upset with her role in the removal of Somali President Mohammed Abdullah Mohammed, or he's also known as Farmajo. Is that how you say it?
Farmajo.
Actually,
that means cheese, and he got that nickname because he liked cheese.
Oh, okay. And so he was very popular, and she was behind getting rid of him. And that was one of the examples of the Congresswoman's role in advancing U.S. meddling in the Horn of Africa. And so now they got rid of him in Somalia as their leader. And as soon as he was gone, and even before the formal transition of power, an oil and gas extraction contract with a U.S. corporation that Farmajo had blocked was back in play.
That's a leftist. That's our best shot. That's our best shot.
So
everyone, I'm sorry.
Some good came out of
it. That's our best shot, everybody, that we got in Congress.
That's the best you got.
I don't need to play more, but you get it, Nick and Misty. Like, this is a joke. This is a joke. Like, we need to stop supporting these people. Like, this is just a facade. Her own people think she's a sellout.
Yeah, she is. Yeah.
The Squad selling out the Palestinian people left and right. They selling out the Somalian people. And then, this is what we talk about all the time, CJ. All the time. They are here to comfort the white bourgeoisie. Mm-hmm. That's it. In the white suburbs.
PMC. The
and
PMC
is the
professional managerial class.
Well, go ahead, Misty. I think Misty wants to chime in too, right? You want to chime in?
Well, I mean, you guys can rant. It's fine. You guys know I love a good rant, so I'm fine to be patient. But yeah, it's they are there to make Western imperialism palatable to the American people, and in particular, supposedly to their own communities. But their own communities are seeing through this bullshit identity politics, representation, or nonsense that they try to push forward. Oh, well, she's Somalian. Like, you have to be excited about. She's a woman. You have to fuck that shit. I don't listen. People keep trying to tell me I have to stand behind somebody like Ilhan Omar when she does this shit. You can fuck right off. I don't stand behind that any day of the week. Never. It's never going to happen. And if you do, as Nick said, you are right wing. You're not a leftist. Really, a leftist is going to stand behind a Somalian woman selling out her own people in her own country to install a U.S. puppet dictator and benefit a U.S. oil and gas company? That's your leftist? I mean,
have you seen it? I know you've seen it probably. There have been a lot of tweets from AOC people ever since, especially the handcuff thing. But it's like, why do people spend all their time criticizing AOC and the Squad? After this hour conversation, I hope you guys see it. Like, you guys see the role they play? You guys see why it's important to call these people out? There are people that be like, well, I get they're not perfect, but why focus on them? This is why. They are an instrument to selling out our community.